Hi guys, this is Reddy. Yeah, this is Microfox. We have been working on this project for 2 months now. Microfox is it's designed on top of two philosophies. One is the microservices architecture and the second is deep coding. So deep coding means code that writes code that writes code. So you can imagine like an inception of code happening here. You already know the first level, that is bold, lovable, cursor and all this stuff. So we wanted to go a layer deeper than that, and in order to do that we are building the ground architecture well set up for all that. Anyway, so I wanted to show a little preview on the Microfox and show it in action actually, so that you understand. So basically the architecture is very complicated and I can't really explain the entire stuff, but I wanted to explain one particular small part, and in fact I wanted to show you happen as you see it. So Microfox runs on code, right? So basically you have all these SDKs that we are building and they are launching on NPM, and you can also use them. It is completely open source. We are completely open source. So all the SDKs that we build are open source. Now these SDKs are not written by developers. These SDKs are written by Microfox itself. So it's a small minion, that Packagefox that I just described. So these SDKs are written by it, and we are trying to improve, the agentic capabilities of it. So I'll show you it in action in a minute. So micro SDKs are really important for serverless functions, and serverless functions are really important for scalable architecture. And scalable architecture is really, anyway, all that aside, let's see this in action. So yeah, so what I do, I want a new SDK. For example, there is this CoinGecko. So it's a Bitcoin SDK. So what I do, I'll just be the base URL, that is this reference until the reference part. And then I go here, I say Packagefox, build a new SDK CoinGecko. Okay. And then I'd give a URL, and then yeah, create a new SDK for CoinGecko. Okay, yeah, and that is it. We're done. So now what it will have, it will trigger an action internally, and this action will start creating the pull request and it will start creating the SDK. I'll show that in a minute. So before that, I wanted to come back to here. So the micro SDKs that I just explaining, right? So these SDKs are currently live on NPM, and any developer can, install them and start using them. And if a developer wants a new micro SDK, they just have to come here and just create. As you can see, yeah, it already started. Packagefox process create a new SDK for CoinGecko. So yeah, automated PR created from issue, request type is package, query create a new SDK, URL notes. So I have not provided enough information because all I wanted was a simple SDK. But you can also provide a particular micro version of an SDK, like maybe saying that I don't want all this shit and I only wanted the on-chain DEX API that is coming anew, right? And similarly, whenever there is a version update, we can similarly also provide CoinGecko has changed its API version. Can you create the upgraded version? So all of it is processed, internally by the coding agent. This is actually one small minion part of the Microfox entire architectural setup. So yeah, architecture for code that writes code that writes code. Because the way you want to see it is that a core component of, no matter how incredibly complicated the application is, will always be these micro SDKs, these micro functionalities that are required in order to build the bigger parts. So that is how, the dependencies, the NPM, and how all of this is started anyway. But yeah, you can see it in action here. So it generated a metadata, and then it goes on with extract links, and then it has it has extracted a total of 114 links. So it is spinning up a browser agent in the actions workflow, and then it has filtered around 18 useful links which are related to documentation. So in this page there is a lot of links, pricing, enterprise and all that, but it has filtered down to these particular 18 links, as that's what matters here the most. Okay, and after that it is trying to extract the content from all these 18 links, which means it is going to each and every page and it is scraping the content so that it will have enough information. So the way we designed it like this, instead of building on top of OpenAPI versions, is not because we can't build it, because OpenAPI already has an OpenAPI wrapper if you don't know on NPM. So you can just use that and convert any OpenAPI into a simple SDK. But not all SDKs are API related. Not all SDKs are REST API related. Some might be GraphQL, and maybe it is not even an API itself. Maybe it's some kind of code that does some functionality which has nothing to do with an API. Are you getting me? So for these layers, the root part of it all will always be lying in the code, or the documentation will be very varied. So that's why, we decided on, scraping the documentation so that it can support wide varieties. Yeah, we support OAuth 2. We support API key based, and actually the Packagefox is still in a build-in process. It's not our most powerful coding agent at the moment. The most powerful coding agents were BuildFox, which are used internally inside the Microfox. I'll explain that maybe at some other time. Basically, this video is dedicated to, developers. See, people are worried that Lovable, Bolt, and all these new things are going to replace developers. Well, in fact, what Bolt and Lovable are doing, in my opinion, is quite simple actually. They are at the first level. We are also quite kind of at the first level only, where we are building coding agents that are capable of building this. Developers are not going to be replaced. Developers are going to get a bit deeper. That is all. So basically, instead of building a web application, now we build an AI agent that is capable of building web applications. And similar like how I've built Packagefox internally over here, imagine you guys developers building your own agents for your own requirements. And that is quite possible because Microfox is open source. So no matter what SDK that you want, you can just do npm install at the rate microfox / something. And if that is not available, you can just come here into the issues and create an issue, and that will automatically start creating the package for you. So yeah, the core components, the core integral parts that your AI agent requires is already being taken care by Microfox. So summarizing content, it just basically summarizes the entire content. You can also see the actual token cost that is happening right here. And this is actually a mix of input and output, but the actual cost is calculated based on the model and the input and output. So far it is costing me around $1, but my estimate is it will hit around $2 to build an SDK, which is still far cheaper than to hire a developer and ask him to, build this entire shit. It will take, I'm guessing, around in the days before AI, because it will take him a lot of time. In the days with AI, it will take less time, but it would still be consuming a lot of. See, it has generated the code here. So yeah, we have 4 simple files, and all the code that we generate is Zod supported. So you can use that for your any agentic reasons. It comes with inbuilt describe parameters. So you can use that for any of your generations internally in your agents. So this is some minor readme. I would not consider this the actual readme, and this is some setup instructions on how you can get the API keys and all that. So it has costed around $1.44 now. So this is an accumulated cost. That means the total cost so far is $1.44. Now it is generating this documentation. Documentation is really important because we not just generate the readme.md, it generates sub readmes for each of the functionalities, and it generates embeddings for each of these functionalities. Now these embeddings are really needed for the AI agents to actually abstract the data, and these sub documentations that we are providing, it comes with inbuilt examples. So when you provide examples to your AI workflows or multi-agentic workflows, then you'll have better versions of the final code capability. So what you will see is, if you are using Cursor or any other tools, you will see a lot less hallucination and a lot more accurate content in the code generation. So as I said, we have a very incredibly ambitious project that we want to work on, and for that to click in place, the core brick layers has to be very perfect, and these brick layers are these micro SDKs. So yeah, it has done the build. I'm not sure how much time it took. Let's see, it commented 8 minutes ago, so it took around 8 minutes to build the SDK. And let's see the SDK. So yeah, this is the plain readme. See, it has generated all the APIs, get coin tickers, get coin history, and everything. And it has also generated some neat documentation with multiple examples. Example 1, get all tickers for Bitcoin. Example 2, get tickers with specific parameters. and all the parameters are also there. So if you pass this MD, and since we have embeddings, you can do an embedding search which will get you the right file. So basically you can search like get me Bitcoin information, and that will fetch you the exact file code markdown file that requires you to do it. And then yeah, so let me just merge this, and then you can see it in production live. Already, as you see, there is already a lot of SDKs that are available that you can use, and we are seeing a lot of installs with Microfox WhatsApp Business. I guess a lot of AI agents nowadays are trying to shift their roots into WhatsApp. And yeah, so now let's see that package readme so that you get a better understanding. So CoinGecko SDK, yeah, so CoinGecko SDK constructor, and then get coin data, and then get coin HCL range, get coins list. So this data, when you pass this into your cursor or maybe some other multi-agentic protocol that you're building, it results in better accurate results. And let's just say there is an issue with this package that is built. So all you have to do is come back here and create a new issue saying that @Microfox/CoinGecko SDK has so and so issue, and just print down the logs, and then it will automatically start doing the maintenance loop. So I'm not showing that yet because it is still under the process of some maintenance. And once that is done, actually these coding generation, right, those scripts are also available in this public open source repo. So you can go to the scripts to see how the coding agents work. So most of it is inside it. So you can take a look and dig around if you want. So yeah, what do I think about MCPs and A2As? So MCPs and A2As are nothing but code. Again, MCP servers or A2A servers, they are nothing but code, and they are most likely to be in the live protocols. So MCPs and A2As will also be there inside here. So whatever MCP that is being launched, that will also be here. So you can imagine Microfox, this open source project or this open source repo, as a publicly maintained together by all the developers, and it will be used by all the developers, and it will be continuously maintained and iterated primarily by AI agents, secondarily by the team of us, the developers, the open source community. And I forgot to see how much it costed. Currently we are going to sponsor everything, I mean all the package build token costage. So it costed around $1.5 for a single package. So there is a new evolution that is going to start now. So when React came, we kind of missed the opportunity, and many open source developers contributed there, and they had their upbringings there. And then you had Vercel, Next.js, and many open source developers joined the storm then. And then Supabase came, again another revolution in the database. I mean, it's nothing new, but whenever there is a storm, it is an opportunity for all the developers, right? So I'm saying that if you guys think that this is a storm happening, primarily I think it is a very big storm, and then join us, contribute either to the coding agents, or you can just do a simple contributions like creating issues, or you can try installing the packages and use it in your own repos, whether it's any of these existing. All these packages are available, and you don't even need to know the code, the internal code of it. You just need to plug and play. So basically, yeah, we have an Packagefox MCP, which if you plug into your cursor, it will automatically provide the documentation to cursor, and it will automatically insert the right coding stuff. Next time I'll explain some other cool stuff that we are doing. For now, I guess this one part is enough.